He's a dream for Saka. Arsenal in race to sign £60 million future England captain. Arsenal are currently on course to enjoy their best season for a generation, with Mikel Arteta doing a phenomenal job to get the best out of the players at his disposal. He's led the Gunners to top spot in the Premier League after the first 22 outings, but doing so whilst building a 7-point gap to second-placed Manchester City. His side have netted 40 times in such a period, the second highest of any side in the division, with Leandro Trossard and Victor Gyökeres the joint top scorers on 5. However, defensively is where the club have starred this campaign, subsequently conceding just 14 times to date, with no other club conceding fewer than 20 goals. The defensive solidity is what wins teams titles, but the backline could be about to be strengthened further in the near future if recent reports are to be believed. Arsenal preparing a move to land a Premier League star. In an attempt to bolster the centre-back department, Rennes star Jeremy Jacquet has constantly been monitored over recent months, with the youngster viewed as one of the best talents in Europe. The likes of William Saliba and Gabriel currently hold the starting roles in such an area, but the Frenchman has been named as a possible reinforcement as of late. However, the Gunners faithful may be about to be disappointed, as it was revealed that Chelsea have stormed into the race and could now even sign the 20-year-old this month. Jacquet isn't the only defensive reinforcement that is currently being considered by the hierarchy, with Newcastle United star Tino Livramante another option on their radar. According to Caught Offside, Arteta's men are huge admirers of the 23-year-old right back at present, but they aren't alone in that regard as per the report. It also states that Manchester City are currently seen as the favorites for the Englishman's signature, which could result in a battle for his services in the near future. Previous reports have suggested it could take around £60 million to prize him away from St. James Park. Why Livramante would be perfect for Saka at Arsenal? Over the last couple of seasons, winger Bukayo Saka has cemented himself as one of the division's best talents, has seen his remarkable figures in the final third. The English winger has scored 36 times across the last 3 seasons in the league alone, with the 24-year-old often being the man to provide the goods in front of goal. This season, he's featured in 20 matches under Arteta, subsequently registering 7 goal contributions, with only fellow winger Trossard registering more to date. That said, his output is down on last term, and they need someone capable of giving him an extra spring in his step. If the Gunners are to end their 2-decade wait for a league trophy, they will need Saka to play a key role, and by landing a flying wingback in the shape of Livramante, it could work wonders for the right-hand side of Arsenal's attack. Any move would allow him to form a superb partnership with his compatriot, with his stats from the current campaign showcasing his ability in possession. Livramante, who looks like a future England captain in the eyes of Theo Walcott, has completed 42% of his attempted dribbles, subsequently creating 0.9 chances per 90 in England's top flight. Such numbers showcase his phenomenal ability when driving down the right-hand side, which could allow Saka to be the beneficiary at the Emirates should he make the move. He's also completed 32% of the crosses he's attempted, alongside a 90% pass completion rate, which reaffirms his ability to create chances for those ahead of him. However, given his defensive role, the 23-year-old needs to be capable of dominating without the ball, something which he has showcased in abundance in 2025-26. Livramante has made 1.6 tackles per 90 so far this campaign, whilst also making 5.8 ball recoveries per 90, with the latter tally ranking him in the top 5% of all defenders in the division. It's currently unclear how much the Magpies would demand to part ways with the youngster at present, but it's evident that he's a player who has all the tools to be a leading wingback. He will no doubt be the perfect option for Saka in North London, but given the interest from elsewhere, Arteta's men may need to work tirelessly to avoid missing out on his signature. Al Nassr plotting move to sign frightening Arsenal star, Berta eyeing replacement. Arsenal could be set to lose one of their most prized assets in the upcoming transfer window according to reports, with suggestions that clubs in the Saudi Pro League are in the market for Gabriel Martinelli. The Arsenal star has become a key player for Mikel Arteta, and after some wavering form over the past 2 seasons, he's stepped up his ability this season by helping the Gunners go 7 points clear in the Premier League with just 16 games to go. However, this season could be his last hurrah, as Saudi clubs seemingly keen on a huge haul of Europe-based stars at the end of the campaign, as well as Arsenal being open to a deal for the frightening Brazil international. Report: Saudi Pro League want Martinelli, Arsenal open to a deal. The report by Give Me Sport correspondent Ben Jacobs on TalkSport states that Saudi Pro League dealmakers are targeting 50 foreign signings this summer, with a major movement expected after the 2026 World Cup comes to a close in mid-July. And one of those targets is Arsenal winger Gabriel Martinelli. Al Nassr are viewed as a genuine contender to land the Brazilian, with Arsenal being open to a sale, knowing that Andrea Berta is exploring a new starting man in that position for the start of next season. Martinelli snubbed any advances from the Saudi Pro League last season, and although it remains to be seen if he will change his mind after the 2026 World Cup, Arsenal's search for a new winger could push him out of the exit door. Other targets include Vinicius Jr. of Real Madrid, though he will likely cost a world record transfer fee that eclipses Neymar's move to Paris Saint-Germain in 2017, and Martinelli represents a much more attainable player. Selling Martinelli would be a sad end to his Arsenal career. Martinelli has been a superb servant for Arsenal, now entering his 7th season at the football club. He joined the Arsenal in 2019 from Ituano, a 4th division side in Brazil, under Unai Emery, and has slowly but surely become a real first-team option for the Gunners with Mikel Arteta at the helm. The speedster notched 15 league goals in the 2022-23 campaign, as Arsenal fell short of the title with just 1 game to go. And although he not hit that same form since then, he's played a key role for the Gunners over the years. 60 goals in just 252 games is a top record, and with 5 goals in 6 Champions League games this season, he could be key to securing a European trophy. If Arsenal can succeed when the stakes are high, it could very well be that Martinelli bows out as a hero if he can drag Arsenal to silverware before any potential move abroad.
I just have to touch on Arsenal. Obviously, that's who they're up against at the weekend. Can you see beyond them for the title, or you did say earlier on, if you missed it, that City are going to come on a gallop?
We were waiting for City's run, weren't we? But I thought he was there. I thought it was closing up, and the pressure was getting there. Looked like Arsenal all the way. Then it come really close. Now it's gone back favourites for Arsenal, and they've got to come to the Etihad. But pressure will mount. It will increase. But they're in a good position. I think the squad depth's fantastic. Mikel Arteta at the start of the season was getting criticised, which I found was quite amazing. Former players also were doing that, saying he must go if he doesn't deliver. And I asked the question about that, and they said, well, ultimately, some of the players that they've had are winners. You do not win, you are replaced. And that's fair enough at some point. But I don't think it's as simple as it when you look at the competition around. And I think they're in a good position. I think they're going well. I like the style of play. It's a bit fiery at times with Arteta. Desperation to go and deliver and win.
You like fiery, don't you? It's part of your
DNA. We've got to be DNA. You've got to have a good battle along the way. But you know, Arsenal fans, what will be next if they don't do it? I think that is the main concern because of what we live with today. And it's all theirs now. You know, Man City, you're going to have to find them a really, really top run, put the pressure back on. You know, if it was sort of neck and neck, you're sort of going, Arsenal are going to wobble. City are going to take it. They need to keep that gap where they're quite comfortable. And they've got that at this moment of time. And Aston Villa, just as they looked like they were going to do something. I was at the game at weekend and they just couldn't get in the stride. And it was sort of a well-earned away performance from Everton. So it's all pointing, isn't it, to North London and not the side that I possibly know, the other side in Arsenal.
Yes. Just finally on Arsenal then, Gyökeres, is he convincing you at the moment or not? Who would
not
you
yet.
Start up front?
No,
okay.
Not yet. I think he certainly contributes. He sets the press off at the front, dynamic runs, but delivery of goals. I don't think anybody will care, will they, at the end of the season if Arsenal are Premier League champions? Look at them in the Champions League also as well. But really, we're looking to sort of make them an elite team to make sure that they win it for some years. You wouldn't say he would be that person. Is he contributing in such a big way? Yes. But it's just the next step to guarantee it would be someone who would deliver more goals. Can he get more? Would be the next question.